Hello, third channel. I did forget a little bit about this channel, but I'm back and we're going to be doing some Reddit content. Who would have seen that coming? Let's have a look at the top posts from Am I the Arsehole? Let's do this week. Am I the arsehole for denying an older woman shelter from a storm? Oh, sounds conflicting. I, 23 female, am an avid hiker in Australia. Why'd my voice change then? Australia. Last week I encountered a middle-aged woman around 50 years old as I was coming off a trail. She was walking in my direction as I came out of the bush. It was strange to see her. The sun was almost down and the weather was starting to turn. This doesn't sound real already. This better not be a joke. Also, this was an intermediate collection of trails at best, difficult even for me at worst, and she didn't look super athletic. Point is, my weird radar was going off already. She walked up to me and stopped, standing too close for my comfort, gestured towards the clearing where my car was parked and asked whether it was my car. No greeting or anything. This sounds like some sort of horror copy pasta. When I looked over, something made me uncomfortable. There were no other cars than mine in sight. The trail I was on isn't crazy far from civilization, but it's not a walk away. One of those highway rest stops that's there for a trail and a few parking spots. No way she could have got there without driving. I let her know that yes, it was my car, to which she responded something like, perfect, there's a storm coming. I can't be caught in it. I need to get home. She was very matter of fact. That is presumptuous and rude. It seemed like she had already decided what would happen. Without waiting for my response, not the arsehole immediately, she started striding for my car. I would have tripped her up. I am glad I always lock my doors because she would have hopped right in the passenger seat had the door opened. As she was walking over to it, I went after her trying to explain that I wasn't sure it was a good idea for her to hitchhike, asking why she was at her in the first place. I was talking to a brick wall until she realised that the car was locked, at which point she turned around with this look of anger and frustration on her face. She starts ranting, the same stuff as before. I need to get home. A storm is coming. I cannot be caught in it. Why don't you get it? I was very confused at this point and a little scared, as this woman was now a barrier between me and my vehicle. I told her something like, I'm sorry, but this isn't funny. Usually they're funny. Usually it's like, am I the arsehole for... No, my brain just ADHD blue screened then. You'll have to take my word for it. I told her something like, I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable with having a stranger in my car. I would have not been that polite. She stared me down for a few seconds, I guess trying to gauge her chances at asking again. And just like that, the anger drops from her face and she's silent. I was really uncomfortable. I asked if I could call someone if there was another way to help. She starts walking towards me and then right past me. I'm still asking her questions and then just saying things like hello and excuse me, no response. She walked to the other end of the rest stop and maintained eye contact with me as she sat down on a log, then stared at nothing. I didn't follow her. I got into my car really shaken up and drove away. As soon as I was back in cell range, I called fire and rescue and they said they would send someone out. I was scared for my safety in the moment, but she was just some woman alone in the middle of nowhere. Am I the arsehole for refusing this strange woman a ride/shelter in my car? What if she was like one of those types of urban legends where, or I guess like a vampire then? What if like you'd let her in the car and then she would have stole your soul? You know what I mean? You need to think of these things. That isn't a funny one. Yeah, not the arsehole, and they called for assistance, so still a good thing. Maybe this woman was having mental health issues, but help was still... Or maybe it's like in those post-apocalyptic films where someone lays out in the middle of the road as bait, and then if you stop to help them, you get kidnapped. This wasn't a funny one, so 0 out of 10 for that. Am I the arsehole for making a woman leave my house? I, 30 male, was talking with my wife's friend who was there for dinner. She tried to hug my son, 7, but he had a bad day and said no thanks. She kept pressuring him and he didn't budge, so she looked at me. I said a kid at school started a fight with him and he was grumpy, so maybe later. She said, come on, you're just going to let him disobey like that? I said I raised him to build his own boundaries and say no when something violates them, and I would never make him break them for someone else. She laughed and said he's lucky he's not her kid and that behaviour would be fixed fast. Why? You're going to force hugs on a kid? You freak. Get a life. How insecure are some people? Oh no, everything must like me and want my... It's entitlement, I guess. And insecurity. What a loser. I had my son go to his room and told her to get out. I said the reason I got out of bed in the morning was to see my son grow another day older, and I would not stand for him being treated like a pet rather than a person. Bro, even animals, like if your dog does it, because a lot of dogs aren't that comfortable with hugs because they want to feel like they can get away at any moment. So Like, if your dog is clearly uncomfortable by you hugging them and petting, like, leave them alone. People, animals aren't toys. If you want a toy, buy a toy, you weird freaks. She called me an asshole and left. My wife is disappointed because she went to yoga with her, but she says she can't scold me because she'd probably do the same. Am I the asshole? Very good. What a good parent. Teach your children it's okay to have autonomy. Am I the asshole for not wanting, I saw the top comment already. Am I the asshole for not wanting to play a game my girlfriend created? My 27 girlfriend, 24, has been working on a visual novel game as a side project for almost 2 years and recently finished it. Cool. She wanted me to play it, but I initially declined since I'm not into visual novels. Oh, shut the fuck up, you boring idiot. Firstly, Steins Gate started out as a visual novel, and that's only the best anime there is. Secondly, God, do you know what I've noticed? I've noticed that, like, people took the idea of, like, a certain boundaries for themselves and then just took it to the most logical extremity, where now people are just quite selfish. Has anyone else noticed this cultural shift in the West? Because I can't speak for, like, the rest of the world. Where it's like, oh, well, if I don't want to do something, I'm just always going to put my feelings first because I don't owe anyone anything. And it's like, you don't owe people stuff. At the same time, if you're going to be in a relationship with someone, then there's a little thing called give and take. Oh, like, my boyfriend loves this online game and I can't stand it because I just think it's boring, right? But, you know, if he wrote a book about it, yes, I wouldn't care for it, but I would still read it because I'm not a dickhead. Like, that's how low the bar is now. Is it that hard if you've been with someone for a few years to just feign a bit of interest, get excited because they've, like, be happy for them that they've completed something that's important to them? I've not even finished this, but I already know this guy's a twat. I'm not into visual novels or reading long stories. Bro, just say that you can't read next time, okay? But after she begged, I gave it a try and played for a good 15 minutes. And I can tell she put a lot of effort in the writing and the art, and it was a good start, but I just got tired of reading and I stopped. Told you, this motherfucker just can't read. Anything longer than a takeout menu and bro is like, I can't. She'd asked what I thought and wanted me to eventually finish it and tell her what I thought about the choice in the endings, but I told her I had no plans to. She looked shocked and asked if it was boring, and I told her no. It's just that I'm not into this type of genre, and yeah, for someone who supposedly can't read, you sure are writing a lot of words, buddy. I'm not into this type of genre. She knows I'm not into reading, but asked me to make an exception this time, so she made it. Oh god. Do you know, one of my best friends, it's a bit of like a running joke between us that he's always just listens to audiobooks, which is great, but the running joke is just, oh, well, you're doing that because you can't read. He can read. Actually, I'm not sure. He prefers to listen to audiobooks. Fine, whatever. And I've started writing again recently, and I've been sending them to him, and even though he doesn't like to visually read, he's been reading them because that's just what you do. I say that, I reckon there must be some sort of like text-to-speech thing. I think he's actually using that instead. I don't think he's... I'll live in ignorance and bliss. Asked me to make an exception this time since she made it. I got upset because I think she is being childish. You're to grow up, you 27-year-old, and wants to blackmail me into doing something I don't want. After I made it clear I wasn't continuing, she hasn't talked to me. I already know she is talented and smart, so just because I don't want to play it doesn't mean I don't support her. Some of my friends agree she's being immature, but others think I should be more supportive. So am I the arsehole? Top comment says, you're the asshole. I just read the rubbish you wrote and I'm not your significant other. She worked for years on this project. My guy, it's not hard to feign a bit of interest. It's or maybe it is, and this is why most people aren't actors. Which I did this interview once with this criminal psychoanalyst, and we were talking about psychosis because he has to ascertain whether someone's actually in psychosis or whether they did the crime and are trying to plead insanity to get a lighter deal, right? That's his job. I can't remember the full title. And one of my questions was, well, how do you know when people, like, I knew where I was gonna, like, I'm so smart that I already knew the answer. But I said to him, like, how do you know people aren't acting? And he said to me, because most people just aren't very good at acting. And I concur wholeheartedly. Like, most people aren't very good at lying because they're not very good at acting. I think I could be good at acting if I just did some lessons and stuff, but I'm too self-conscious. You're the arsehole. What did you think we were going to say? You should never have to go out of your way for the partner whom you love. You lost me at not into reading long stories. I mean, be a good partner and finish the game your girlfriend worked on for 2 years, but you get a side eye from me about your reading habits. He's not into reading long stories, just writing them out for strangers to read. One last one. Am I the arsehole for turning off a video game that my son and his friends were playing? My son had a sleepover with a few of his friends last night. They had gone swimming and played at the park before coming back to the house to play video games in the living room. I bought them a pizza to eat and was overwhelmed by the smell of 10/11-year-old boy armpits. Paints a picture, but not one that I needed to see. I told them to go put deodorant on. They said okay. I checked in with them a few minutes later and they still hadn't washed up. At that point, they were really starting to push that they didn't need it because they already put on some last night. I said whatever deodorant they put on last night had gotten washed off at the pool and you all spent the last hours running around in warm weather. I told them again to put some on. They still didn't put any on, so I turned off their video game. Apparently they were just about to pass a difficult level before I turned it off and were very upset with me. My son told me later that I embarrassed him. I told him that I handled it the way that I did because I wasn't getting their attention. I mean, congrats, you've had children, you've just realised that children can be very annoying. Congratulations. Took you like 10 years to work that out, did it? So the issue here is clearly that they embarrassed their son in front of their friends, made a bit of a faux pas. Could have just taken the son aside to say, hey, you guys stink. Put on some deodorant. But no, you had to make a scene in front of his friends and embarrass him. And little kids are not only stupid and smelly, but they're kind of merciless. So he's probably going to get made fun of that for a while. So congratulations. How am I like better at being a parent than these actual parents? You guys are lucky that I'm never going to be a parent, or unlucky. That's all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. For the third channel, I think I'm going to do my Reddit content. And then I think I'm going to bring back the clown worlds and make fun of, well, the Metro mainly, let's be real, because Daily Mail makes me want to bang my head against the wall. I just for the Metro, YouTube favourites Zoe, Sugg and Alfie Days announced they're expecting a second baby. They're having a little baby girl. That's congratulations, Zoe and Alfie. That sounded so sarcastic. I genuinely meant that. Congratulations. Wow, look at that real-time news. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to my first channel and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.